Welcome to HDTV. You're now rocking with your boy.
You go into this game, 2 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. You throw, 3 more interceptions? You get yanked in the second half. There's nothing good going your way. Why are you dressing like that to bring more attention to yourself? I'd be trying to ask the equipment managers, put me in your jock sock cart and sneak me in the back door, and I'll show up on the field and do the best that I can.
Jeff, this sounds like you're speaking from too much experience here, okay? This sounds like you're speaking from experience.
This just goes back to a couple years of just watching this guy and seeing him at the podium, but yet what he's doing on the field does not translate to being that guy.
Like
and I
Joe
just feel
Montana.
like,
Joe Namath.
yeah.
The coat.
When you
The
play
fur
on the coat.
Yeah, when you predict you're going to win a Super Bowl and you go out and do it, wear whatever the hell you want. But, right now, I'm not buying it, and neither is...
That was Jeff Garcia ripping Cam Newton. Here's Cam's response.
And you know what's crazy? I agree with him. And the fact that, he's a former player, he has every right to say that. And until that happens, then so be it. But that's another opinionated, theory. And it's fair to say. So, I know I come off to so many different people, so many different ways, and that's fine. And he's exactly right. But I'm not changing the way I dress.
So basically, Jeff Garcia is ripping Cam over his outfits, basically saying, oh, well, you shouldn't be dressing like that when you're losing and you're just trying to bring attention to yourself. Cam's been dressing this way since he's been in the league. Have you ever heard a team say that Cam Newton was a bad leader? Huh? I don't see you ripping Aaron Rodgers and when he says what he says, but y'all give him a pass. My worst season is better than most of the quarterbacks out there who have a good season. Just sounding arrogant as hell. But Jeff Garcia, does he have a right to criticize his play? No. Cam just got back from COVID, you idiot. COVID, I have a friend at work who just got back from COVID. And him loading the trucks, him walking to a house, he loses breath. He had to get taken off of the route and work in the warehouse real quick because it's hurting his breathing. He's having a hard time breathing. So I don't get all this wanting to criticize Cam for what he did. The Patriots have a bad team. And that's what everyone's been trying to tell them. They don't have a team. They don't have any great receivers. They got these receivers for the cheap. And it backfired on them. Now, does Cam get some of the blame and everything? Yeah, he threw some bad balls and stuff. It happens. It happens. But at the end of the day, Cam just got back. But the way he dressed, what the hell does that got to do with anything? He's been dressing this way. Now you've seen him for 2 years. You're trying to basically say he got hurt last year, you dummy. He had to get surgery and he was out for the whole year, Garcia. But let's talk about you. Weren't you upset? You got upset with T.O. when T.O.'s not the one who basically talked about the gay slur, that the slur came from a teammate telling him that, man, Garcia, man, he kind of fruity over there. But yet, you condemn T.O. for it. Right? when T.O. was over there trying to get you guys hyped up to play and win because your soft ass kept getting hit and then you coming out of the game. But they put all the onus on T.O. when you had just as a bad game as well, where you weren't getting the ball off right. You were throwing high balls and ducks and low to the ground. Then you went to Philly. Those racist fans basically praised you, disrespecting McNabb, which they've been disrespecting him for years, wishing he could have played on any other team. I wish he would have never played there. But you've always gotten these passes. Well, Jeff wasn't right because Terrell Owens, the big bad black man, was always getting on him and talking bad about him. T.O.'s problems came because him and the coaches bumped heads. Because he's very opinionated. Not saying there's anything wrong with that, but if you're going to play in the NFL, you can't be that opinionated. Or you're not going to be here. Now, T.O., as far as the talent and player, he was great. He's one of the best to ever do it. He's not in my top 10 of receivers, or he's just barely making it. But he's a great player and a great talent. Hard worker. But Jeff Garcia, you're ripping this man when the Panthers, the Patriots with Edelman is looking trash. He looks like he's done. N'Keal Harry has not lived up to anything being the top receiver. He's supposed to be the top receiver. And then the other guys they have, I don't even know their names. They're not even worth mentioning. They're not doing nothing. James White is still trying to get back into it because he had to sit out because his dad died. So you have a lot of guys who haven't been there. The season is still fresh. They still have a chance. All they have to do is get on the roll. Yeah, they got a tough schedule, but they could get on the roll, win some games, and anything could happen. I don't trust the Buffalo Bills, especially in pressure situations. They've shown they're not a mentally tough team in pressure situations. Now the Dolphins, they scare me if I'm just a team trying to win and get to the next level. They scare me because they could sneak about 3-4 wins off of you easy, and they could catch up. But to disrespect Cam like this, I'm getting sick and tired of it. Yes, he had a bad game. He just got off COVID. It's the same thing that happened to Russell Westbrook during the playoffs. He just got off of COVID. But has he flamed out in the playoffs before? Yes, we've seen Russell do that. But Russell had a legitimate excuse for the bubble. Then you had other teams who had people who was COVID tested. Cam is trying to get back, but before he went down with COVID, Cam was having a hell of a season. But this isn't on him. Where's that vaunted Bill Belichick defense? I kept telling y'all, Bill Belichick is a great coach, but he is slightly overrated for what you guys are trying to make him. He's slightly overrated to me. He's the type of guy like Popovich. He has to have his own players in order to coach them. He can't just coach any player. It's the same with Bill Parcells. I love Parcells, but Parcells can only coach a certain player. He got benched because why would you keep him out there and you're getting blown out 33-6 and nobody's out there doing anything? Everybody's dropping the ball. Everybody's not getting to their assignment. Guys aren't running the right routes. The same thing Brady went through last year, but yet guys like Shannon O'Sharp and all of them were killing Brady, but you seeing what Cam going through, but Jeff Garcia wants to say something. Oh, it's been on his, this guy should be doing. Listen, keep your old ass where you at, Garcia. You weren't even a great quarterback. You were okay, but you act like you was a Brady or Roethlisberger or Phillip Rivers. No, you were slightly above Trent Dilfer. That's all you were. You were slightly above. You had some good hot streaks when you went to Philly, but you flamed out. Or they put you on the sideline because McNabb came back. You weren't even good as McNabb. McNabb and T.O. in that one season did better than you and T.O. ever did for y'all career. Seriously. That one season they killed. You was too busy crying and complaining. T.O. got mostly the bad rap from you and that organization. So for you to diss Cam Newton is a slight to you. Cam Newton, this is why I get tired of all these quarterbacks and these role players, these guys who act like they were better than what they were. Negro, you wasn't. White boy, you weren't that raw. I mean, you made some plays. I give you credit. You were decent. You were good. You were a lot better than a lot of these other quarterbacks. But, dog, you in the clutch sometimes did not perform up to par. And for you to disrespect Cam like that, I don't get it. Why weren't you saying this when he was winning and he was wearing those suits? See, it's always when somebody loses, you guys want to come out the cracks like roaches to get on them and disrespect them. That's weak. To me, I criticize LeBrownie or Paul George or Kawhi, all of them, in a win or a loss. When they win, I'm still criticizing because one day we could clean that up and we could win better. We could win decisively later. That's what coaches do. That's what leaders do. They're never satisfied. Me, I'm never satisfied. I could get $1 million tomorrow. I'm still not going to be happy because I still feel I have to do this. I have to do that. I'm just fortunate that I got a career for myself, but that career could be taken from me next year. One incident I mess up, that's over for me. I can't drive no more. So I have to be on my P's and Q's. Whether I'm doing great, if I do good for a whole week or a month or 2 months, or I get a certification, which I did, that was saying safe driving for a year, I'm still not satisfied. I still have to get better. Even though I'm winning, I'm still losing. That's how my mind works. I'm still losing. I don't like to lose. I want to win. And Cam Newton has exhiberated that. He has exhiberated that through everything. He has shown that toughness. He showed that he wants to win. He's a leader. But when you just got back from COVID and your team isn't that great, and you act like they were playing against a sorry San Francisco team. San Francisco is riding high after putting their foot in the Rams' ass, which I told all of y'all the Rams overrated. We're going to see Monday night how they play. But I told y'all they're overrated. So, to me, Jeff Garcia, if you want to criticize his play, cool. But if you want to talk about how he dresses and how he looks, stop it, dog. Just stop it. Now you're just trying to get publicity. Now you're trying to get looked at. And it comes off as you have an axe to grind it with Cam. Why didn't you say anything when he was going on his Super Bowl run? Huh? There were some guys criticizing how he dressed when he was winning and when he was losing. Those guys I don't have a problem with because they stayed consistent. You didn't say anything about him when he was winning and he was dressing that way. Now all of a sudden it's a problem. You know why? Because he's in New England now. And that's what y'all see as the capital of football. That's the great Patriot way. Well, we're going to see the Patriot way how they do without Brady, because right now it's looking like Brady was the reason y'all was winning the past 8 years. The way it's looking, because that defense is atrocious. And then you also have to remember, Jeff Garcia, they had a lot of their players who were star players on the defense to sit out when COVID happened. They didn't want to go through that. Hightower, I forgot the other guy name. Hightower and Chung. Hightower and Patrick Chung are their best players on defense. They opted out. So when you lose them, that puts a hole in your defense. Cam Newton doesn't have the weapons. Those were the same weapons Brady had. They were trash last year. So what makes you think they're going to be great now? They brought Cam in because Cam could play with trash, because that's all he was playing with in Carolina, Garcia. The Panthers picked up a receiver for Teddy Bridgewater, but they couldn't pick up receivers for Cam Newton. I wonder why. One's probably what I call a token nigga, the other one's a real nigga. You make the judge on who I'm talking about. Now, Cam Newton is struggling. They will be fine. What they need to do is go back to running the ball, go back to running some plays that'll make Cam feel comfortable. Cam is still trying to get back from COVID. COVID has killed people, and it takes a lot from you, especially if you're a smoker. If you're a smoker, it's going to affect you more. So that's what I'm saying. You have to understand the situations. Now, he had a bad game. Move on. It happens. But to go off about his dress and how, I don't care how a mother sucker dress. That don't determine if you're great or not on how he dressed. Joe Namath was rocking all type of fur coats and stuff when he was losing. And then he rocked them when he won. He only won one Super Bowl, bruh. So he couldn't have been that successful. Shoot. Man, stop it, man. Stop it. Thank you for listening. Like, comment, subscribe, share this. Hit the notification bell to select all to receive upcoming notifications. And if you want to donate to the page, cash at me at welcome, the word welcome, the number 2, and then HDIITV. And thank you again, man. I appreciate everybody. Man, shout out to Terrell Hubbard, C-Pen for the win, love and success, organically life powered, Cracking AMG, my brother Pico. Shout out to Uncle Frank, the town's own. The town's own, man. And Uncle Frank, man, is a smart man. Uncle Frank, he inspired me as well to do these videos, man, because of talking to him and Carcino and them, you know. And go make sure you subscribe to Carcino for Life, man. Those guys, you know, including Nicholas Jacobs, Valentine Outlaw, those guys inspired me. LB, my brother from Florida, Quentin Lee, man, my Florida brethren, Cool Beans, you know, just everybody. If I missed you, and Joe Cool, can't forget the coolness, the coolest man out there. Man, thank you all, man, for continuing to support the page and listen. You know, thank you. Like I said, by next year, me, Cracking AMG, gonna have our website up and running where you guys can come over there. All you got to do is donate $1 over there or $5 at most, and then the prices will go up, you know, as we grow, you know, and you know, so you guys can come over there and get more uncut stuff, more raw stuff, like going off on things. I don't really want to be a part of other things. I want to have my own stuff. So, oh yeah, and Andrew Stanley, shout out to him, man. You know, supporting the page. Man, shout out to everybody, man. If I missed you, I apologize. Thank you, Mr. KC. I appreciate everything. Intelligent Cycle, that's my boy too, man. I really appreciate him. Appreciate all y'all, man. Thank y'all for listening, and we out. Live boy.